going on. It's like, what the hell are these people doing on our bus?
You'd have to be a fairly keen student of the 80s to think you were an 80s band.
Would you like to do that? Like do happy hour between kind of Claire Grogan and Toyah or something?
But I've got, you see,
Well,
my thinking is...
between who and Toyah?
My problem is I really enjoyed meeting up last week, the four of us, and I know we'd only ever meet up again if there was some work.
Yeah.
So I was saying to Paul, we need to find some work which isn't obvious 80s. So I was saying, we should do a busking tour, where we actually do just get a bus and go on holiday, the four of us, and like just sing in town centres.
With Eunice Stubbs.
Yeah, with Eunice Stubbs.
And is it,
Oh
is
my
it really?
goodness, yes, a bus. I'd love that.
Obviously,
Double-decker bus.
you're doing kind of some promo about this reissue. Is it the first time the four of you have been together in a room for how long?
Well, we did an interview with Mojo magazine, and it was the first time in 22 years that all four of us had been in the same room.
Yeah.
Why did it finish? You sort of implied that was always the plan, for it not
Yes.
to
Oh, it
last
was,
too
yeah,
long.
Paul and I. When
absolutely.
we first signed a deal, we said we'll sign a 3-year deal, and after that we'll think about it again. And Paul decided he wanted to do the Beautiful South, and I decided I want to go off and have a family and just be Mr. Dull.
But the plan was always to end it.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to say that might have changed if we'd not been successful, but being successful...
It'll be in the 7-year plan, and the 10-year plan.
But being successful sort of confirmed it, which I think with a lot of people it doesn't. People go on too long,
Yeah.
and I'm quite proud that we had the dignity to end it.
Yeah, we all got out of it what we wanted to get out of it, and then move forward.
Let's have another track from it before we catch up on what you've been doing recently and what your immediate plans are. But We're Not Deep. You two particularly wanted to hear this
You've
one.
nixed my suggestion of sitting on a fence.
Sitting on the fence was good, but me and Stan and Norman and Hugh all rehearsed originally in 70 Grafton Street, and this song is one of the few songs that's got that sound of the sort of acoustic guitar.
To me, it always sounds like us having a laugh. Like, literally was like, it's really easy. Come on, lads. It's not that... and also, it kind of sums... I always felt it summed me up quite accurately, although they're your lyrics, Paul, obviously, but I felt it kind of really applies.
Okay. So, anytime you want to do an a cappella set,
Well, I would love to. Well, no. No. Paul says I'm not allowed. So you can't hang out with me anymore because I'm not cool. I know.
When we spoke at the Mojo thing recently, all four of us agreed that the one thing we missed from whatever we've gone on to do, and there were quite a variety of things, was singing a cappella together. You know? And if we ever did, together, we'd do
it would be that.
So I would like to do something like that. It says on air. Because... No, hang on. But you're right, Paul. The danger is you then find yourself suddenly doing an 80s package tour with Rick Astley. But no, my thought is...
Nice fella, Rick Astley.
No, I'm sure. I'm
But I have to say, his a cappella stuff wasn't as good as yours, was it?
Yeah, sorry, there was no
I
disrespect
don't remember
intended.
it, actually, yeah.
So what now then? I mean, you're obviously doing a bit of promotion and thinking about... What does it sound like to you now? Is it just kind of like looking at old photographs?
Yeah, it's a bit.
Well, for me, I haven't listened to it for so long that I had to look at this to see what the songs were on it. I can't remember. So I quite like hearing it because you've got that distance between you and it sort of thing. Yeah. So I know there was an album, and I'm not plugging it. There's a Live at the BBC album came out a year or two back. And they sent it to me. John Williams was in it, involved with it, and he sent some stuff to me, and it was really nice listening to us. It was like us talking and singing a cappella, the stuff I'd forgotten. It was really nice to listen to at home and sort of thing. I'd actually forgotten how we were better than I remembered. I kind of always presumed, because I wasn't that great, I was presumed we weren't that good a band, but I actually think we weren't that bad. They were very good, the rest of them. It's just me, I used to drag them down a bit.
Wendy from Darlington says, the Housemartins were and still are my favourite band.
Oh,
I am still angry with my parents for not letting me see them at the Brixton Academy because it was a school night.
Brixton Academy.
It depends how old she was. If she's only 8, I think they may have been right. That's what I'm saying.
So what happens that, Paul, we had you playing songs from your solo stuff in here. You still cracking on with that?
You told me we weren't allowed to play live.
Yeah, I'm still cracking on. I've just written a 55-verse song. Which I'm going to go in to produce and talk about. Well, next time I'm in, I won't sing the full thing.
No, we'll sing it.
That's the thing I'm working on at the moment. I will be working on.
Right. And what about you, Stan? Because obviously you went away and you were quite successful writing some books for kids for a while, weren't you? What was the character? Was it
Henrietta was the first.
Henrietta Hippo.
Yeah. I've done a whole. I stopped counting at about 120 books. I've done a load of books.
Heavens.
And then I moved over. And I've done mainly for the last few years. I've been working in kids' telly, sort of doing music for kids' telly, or writing, or directing, and producing for kids' telly shows.
And you've got a kids' band.
I have, sadly.
Or a band for kids.
Yeah. I've accidentally. Well, what is? I've done a whole bunch of theme songs and songs for various TV shows, and I've done a lot of work with a channel called Nickelodeon. And they've just commissioned me to do a series because we've got this band, this this dads. There's me and a bunch of dads and a mum, and we saw these sad oldies, ugly. It's worryingly like a preschool Housemartins. There's all these people who've got good faces for radio, and we write these poppy songs. And,
what are you saying?
And they, me. Oh God, yeah. Sorry, I meant Anyway, so I'm doing a series of songs for preschool kids. We called the Boppers. It'll be out sometime. I don't know when.
I think you're slightly glossing over the fact that you're singing Sheep were co-production with the Al Jazeera children's channel.
Yes, you do work on that, don't you?
That's incredible. Well done.
But I don't actually go out there and have any jollies.
Okay,
Some of the shows I worked on at the moment, there's not much money coming out of Britain, so a lot of money is coming from Arabic TV stations.
Quick Anaraki question before we get on to your show and tell. People who grin themselves to death, is that going to follow suit as well, your second album?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
Sure about that.
We weren't asked about this one. Hang on.
I think that might be my favourite.
Really?
Yeah.
No, see, no. I haven't listened to it, but I always presumed the first one was more sort of quirky and odd.
Well, not that
wasn't the second one more polished?
Not that I have anything against the first one, but I like people who grind themselves to death. A great deal,
I would like to listen to that at some point.
Yeah. You've brought along Show and Tell. Now, if you remember from our text conversation earlier, this is The World Turned Upside Down by Billy Bragg. Tell us about this.
Well, I don't know much about it, but do you know what? I should have brought it along with me, but what I did is I looked in my 1986 diary.
Wow.
We were going to bring it, but it didn't fit in my pocket, and he refused to carry it.
And I opened it up when we were flying up the charts with Sheep or whatever.
Yeah.
And one of my favourite songs of that particular month was World Turned Upside Down by Billy Bragg. I haven't listened to it since.
Really?
But a lot of the Billy Bragg stuff, we were just going into the charts, and the Billy Bragg stuff was more grounded and maybe just being played on Peel. And it was quite important to us, to have a fellow artist on the label who was backing up our political ideas.
But also, we used to play with him a lot live. I used to love watching him. It was just him and a guitar. Yeah, and he had, as you know, got a fantastic presence. Still has, I'm sure. But it was just, I used to really like watching him.
Andy had a bigger nose than the Housemartins made us frustrated.
Wow, I'm quite a looker.
I used to produce Peel sessions. I always used to love it when it was Billy on the session, because he not only was a lovely fella, but was out by about 11:30.
That's the other joy with doing a cappella stuff. I was thinking, you're going to learn chords, remember stuff, and carry equipment around. You can just sing. It's easy.
Well, listen, great to see you and revisit those times.
Thanks for having us.
And here is Billy Bragg.